Trump arrives in Asia for week of key talks including with China's Xi. October 27, 2026. President Donald Trump arrived in Malaysia for a nearly week-long tour of Asia that will include meetings with key leaders, with a main goal of securing a trade deal with China's President Xi Jinping in hopes of ending a months-long trade war. Trump arrived in Kuala Lumpur shortly after 10 a.m. local time on Sunday. While he was on his way, Trump posted on his social media platform that he would meet with the Prime Minister of Thailand upon arrival and sign a peace agreement between Thailand and Cambodia, noting the recent death of Thailand's Queen Mother Sirikit. Trump is expected to sit down with several other Asian leaders at the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, and has a bilateral meeting with Malaysia's Prime Minister, Anwar bin Ibrahim, while in Kuala Lumpur, during the initial stage of his trip. Securing trade deal with China. Trump is expected to sit down with his Chinese counterpart in South Korea on Thursday, the final day of his overseas trip. U.S.-China relations experienced some détente this summer as tariffs were lowered while trade talks continued, but tensions flared recently when China announced tightened export controls on rare earth minerals weeks before the leaders were set to meet. The Trump administration sees those expanded restrictions, which apply to countries around the world, as having a major impact on global manufacturing. Trump's top economic advisors have called the export controls economic coercion and extortion. He responded by threatening an additional 100% tariff on Chinese imports, set to take effect November 1 if his talks with Xi fail. Even so, he has appeared optimistic, saying he expects to be able to make it a good deal with Xi when the two sit down together. He said they're also expected to confer about China's purchase of American soybeans and even nuclear matters. Other world leaders. Following his stop in Malaysia, Trump will then travel to Japan where he's expected to sit down with Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanai Takaichi. A political conservative, Takaichi is the country's first female leader. While the US and Japan have already secured a trade deal, the two will highlight that aspect of the US-Japan relationship. On Wednesday, Trump is also expected to visit South Korea for the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation (APEC) summit. While there, Trump will hold a bilateral meeting with the President of the Republic of Korea, deliver keynote remarks at the APEC CEO luncheon and participate in APEC working dinner. The visit comes after major tensions between South Korea and the US after more than 400 South Korean workers were arrested, detained and deported at a Hyundai plant in Georgia as part of Trump's immigration crackdown. It came after Hyundai poured billions into the factory to align with Trump's vision of manufacturing in America in order to avoid the brunt of Trump's tariff policies. The episode caused uncertainty about the ability of companies to get workers into the US to build and operate manufacturing plants without similar incidents. Trump's visit could be a chance to soothe unease among those companies as he continues to court investment in the US. Trump says he's terminating trade talks with Canada over TV ad about tariffs. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney also is expected to attend APEC and the other Asia meetings, and one of Trump's top economic advisors said Friday Trump and Carney will speak while they're about their latest tariff dispute. Just before leaving for Asia, Trump abruptly ended trade talks with Canada, saying he was angry about a TV ad put out by the province of Ontario featuring Ronald Reagan in 1987 criticizing tariffs. Trump claimed it was an attempt to illegally influence the U.S. Supreme Court, which is set to hear arguments next month over whether he has the power to unilaterally impose tariffs. His visit also comes just days after he slapped more sanctions on Russian oil companies and continues to call on allies to pull back on purchases of Russian crude. By ABC News, story by Michelle Stoddart, October 27, 2025.